Decide is what variable is the easiest to solve for. Okay, here's my thought process. Top equation, x looks kind of messy. Y has a positive in front of it. It's pretty close to being by itself. That's looking good so far. Bottom equation, 3 has an x, or x has a 3 with it, kind of messy. The y is negative, so I'd have to do a couple steps to get y by itself. So do we agree the top equation is the one we should work with? And which variable are we solving for? Anyone? Y. Good. So we're going to take this equation. I'm going to rewrite it. Evan, what should I do to get y by itself? Is negative 2x being, if it's being multiplied to y, I would agree you would divide, because multiplication, division, get rid of each other. But it's being added, right? And the negative 2x, what would cancel out a negative 2x and make it 0? Adding, what should I add to both sides?
2.
To what?
2x.
2x. Add 2x to both sides. We all agree we get y equals 2x minus 5. Yes? All right. Luca, what do you do with that equation once you've solved for a variable when you're doing substitution?
Equal to 2x minus 5 to 3x minus y.
Yep. In for which variable?
Negative y.
We're going to plug it in for y. Okay. Do you see how I have a y right here? If y equals 2x minus 5, then I'm going to plug 2x minus 5 in for the y variable. All right. Now let's see what we get. We get 3x minus 2x minus 5 equals 7. What's wrong with that? Matthew.
It's a negative 2x, not a positive. Since on the y equals, we have 2x minus 5.
No, I just plugged in the 2x minus 5. I just plugged it in for the y, and the y is right there, so I just plugged it in right there. Plug it?
Would the 5 be positive? You're just
Yeah, so what should I be careful and make sure I do when I plug something in that has more than one term? What should I put around it? Parentheses. You have to put parentheses because y, it's not just y anymore. It's 2x minus 5. Do you all see what I'm talking about? Don't forget the parentheses.
What can we write in front of that y instead of just a negative sign to help us out? Might help you out. You know what I'm saying? Because that's a negative 1 there. Good job.
So if that helps you, then you can see it's going to be multiplication from left to right. So I rewrite the 3x. I show the distribution. So that negative 1 gets multiplied to both terms. If I didn't put the parentheses there, do you agree that negative 1 would have not have gotten distributed to the negative 5? That would have been wrong, right? All right, we're working on the same side of the equal sign. So we're going to combine like terms. Corbin, what do you get?
5x.
I have 3 x's. I take away 2 x's.
You have 1x.
1 x plus
5.
equals. What do I do to solve for x?
A 5 from both sides.
Good. So x is 7 minus 5.
2.
X equals 2. All right, so right now with my solution, I have half of the point, half of the ordered pair, x's, 2. How do I find the y value? Zachary.
Plug in 2 for X.
Yeah, like up here?
Or no.
Here?
Yeah.
Here?
Oh,
Any of those would work. Which one's the easiest? You see how this one, all I have to do is plug it in. I have y. Just plug it in. What's 2 times x is 2? Zachary, go ahead and finish it off. 2 times 2?
4.
Minus 5?
Negative
2, negative 1. 2, negative 1 is the point where they cross. It's the solution to the system of equations. All right, I want you guys to try this one. At least get to the point where you have solved for one of the variables and you have done the substitution, and then we will check that together before you move on. So just pick one of the equations to solve for a variable. Solve it for that variable, plug it in, and stop. It was. There's like record crowds. Like I've never seen it that packed.
Really?
Yeah, I gotta glue these on. I'm doing it tomorrow.
Do what?
I'm getting observed tomorrow.
What do you, this period? I had things, I had big magnets that work with stickers.
Oh yeah?
Yeah.
Where'd you get them from?
Spawn the circle, you can borrow them. I have a bunch of them.
Well, I'm gonna do them. I might buy my own because I'm gonna do them.
Don't just take, I
We're
never,
doing the.
man, just buy them, borrow them, I mean, keep them, I never use them. Just come up and get them.
Thanks.
Guys, do we want any decimals when we're doing this? So we want to make sure, does 4 divided into 2 without being a decimal? Isn't that 0.5? I don't want that. 4 into 26, isn't that going to be a decimal too? I don't want that. Does 2 divided into 4 evenly? Yes? Does 2 divided into 26? So that's what I would check. I would solve either this one for y or this one for x down here because I wouldn't get a decimal. We don't want decimals when we're doing these problems. That'd be a headache. Headache. Yeah, they're really strong batteries. Are you free next Friday? I'll just bring them. I'll bring them down to you.
Thanks. You guys see what he's talking about? He's saying if you subtract 2x and then divide by 4, okay, you're trying to avoid fractions after that second step.
Yeah, I would want to subtract 2y and go x equals 0.5y plus what would that be? 6.5. I wouldn't want that. So why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? How many do you need?
That's the thing I might need. Like, depends how big they are. Probably 2 for that one, right?
They're strong. I mean, I'll give you all I have because I don't use them.
Nice thing is these are whiteboards. I can like write on it.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, guys, when I divide this by 2, what do I get? Somebody help me out. Y equals what? Negative 2x plus what, guys? Okay. Is everybody good with that? Okay, now Alexis, I want to take that and put it where? Right there. Okay, does everybody see that? So what are you going to write, Alexis? Nice job. Yep, good job. Dorian, what do you think now? Why don't you distribute the 4 for me? So I got 2x plus, or what?
-8
Minus 8x
plus 52 equals 3.
Nice job. Keep going. Combine like terms, what do you get?
-6 plus 52 equals 22.
Negative 6x. Keep going.
Subtract 52 from both sides.
What do you get?
-30. -60.
What's that? What plus sign? Where are you at, Braden?
Or 2x.
Right here?
Yeah.
What's 4 times negative 2?
-8.
That's why.
You could do plus and
Okay, go ahead, Dorian. Finish it off.
Divided by -6. Positive.
Now, guys, that's the hard part's done, I think. Once we get that first variable, I think that's the hard part. Does everybody agree? Now, where do I want to plug x into to get my y? What's the easiest thing to plug it in? What do you think, Matt?
Would be on 2x
We're at?
bottom.
Right here?
Oh yeah, that would,
Right here. All right. So it's going to be what? Y equals -2 times what? Plus 13. And what's that equal? Matt, keep going.
y equals -10 plus 13.
What do you got?
3.
So what does 5,3 represent, guys? What does that mean? The point where what? They would intersect. So if I plug both those equations in Desmos, what would I get for the solution? Where they would hit? 5,3, if we did it right. Which I'm pretty confident we did.
That's about as ugly as it's going to get.
Yeah, it's
I
ugly.
mean, there could be uglier, but where you need none of the variables in either one are solved for. That's what it's trying to tell us. Now, I will say, don't just like start a problem and say I'm doing this no matter what. Just put your head down. Like, if you start to do a problem and the numbers get ugly, maybe go back and look at another way to do it. Okay? Focus on this one.
Do you want to do the?
Yep.
Logan, what do you have next?
Jim.
Why don't you come up to my room 203? I'll give you those M&Ms. Plus, I want to give you magnets to bring down to Mr. Westfall. Okay? All right.
All right, Video Club A charges $10 for membership and $3 per movie rental. Who can give me a good equation that would model this? Zachary.
A equals 10 plus 3x.
You okay if I keep it Y? Sure. I had Y written down. This is for Movie Club A. Y equals 10 plus 3x. You guys all agree that would make sense. $10 and then $3 for the first movie, $3 for the second movie, so forth. All right. You can put 3M if you really want to. 3M. All right. B.
I do.
Video Club B. I'll call in someone else. Charges $15 for membership, $2 per movie. Let's go with Jonathan. What'd you get for that one?
15 plus 2y or 2x.
Or 2M, whatever you guys want to use. For how many movie rentals? So your answer is going to be X or M, right? If you use M. Will the cost be the same? What's another word for cost be the same? Cost be equal at both video clubs. So we're going to set these equal. The nice thing is they're both solved for Y. if they're both equal to y, they're both equal to each other, aren't they? 10 plus 3x equals 15 plus 2x. Didn't I take this 10 plus 3x since it's equal to y, and I just plugged it in for that y? Yes? Awesome. I'm going to get rid of the smaller x. 10 plus x equals 15. Subtract 10. X equals 5. And what would the units be? 5 movies. 5 movies. When you rent 5 movies, the costs for Video Club A and B will be the same. I like it. Make sense?
Don't we have to plug 5 into the...
Let's see what it asked us. Oh, thank you. What is the cost? So they're both solved for y. Doesn't matter which one you plug it into, right? 5. Ready? 10 plus 3 times 5. What's 3 times 5? What's 10 plus 15? 25 what? $25 for 5 movies. All right, we got a homework worksheet. One gets down to you, you pass one to Jonathan. Logan. Ooh, made it. Sorry about that. Hey guys, if it says solve by graphing, try to do it by hand and then confirm with Desmos. Okay. 3 and 4. Graph by hand. Confirm with Desmos. Mr. Parker? That sounds right. Yes.